Hello, welcome again. This lecture, that is part of course Organic Production, will be focused on composting. Composting of organic materials with the main focus how to do composting in the conditions of small farms. Okay, first let's present here the content of the lesson. We're speaking about the lesson of composting. First, I will speak about main concepts or the basic concepts that are important to understand than the other explanations or the other parts of the lecture. Concepts and definitions. And after that, I will speak about advantages of composting of organic waste compared to the use of fresh waste or fresh organic waste on the soil and farm. After that, I will speak about composting process. I will explain how to prepare a compost, mainly in the farm or small farm conditions, but are not excluded the preparation of compost in the bigger centers that are specialized for compost production. And then at the end, I will explain you some simple testing methods, ways and parameters in order to evaluate or assess the quality of compost, because you have to know that the compost can be of good quality or bad quality. All of this for sure depend on the how you produce the compost, which are the conditions and the raw material and their concentration. But it is important to evaluate not only your compost, but the compost in the cases that you will buy. But can we produce compost without turning? Because it is a big problem with composting, because it needs time to turn or to mix it and need working forces. In order to avoid frequent turning and this way saving time and energy, it is possible to produce compost without turning. However, again, it is important to mention here that composting process needs oxygen and has to be aerated. But how to do it, how to compensate, or how to deal with it? In this case, when we build in the pile, it is recommended to mix very well enough quantity or much more quantity of coarse material like straw. And it is proven, or there are some evidences that the compost will develop as fast as if it is were turned regularly. And studies again show that the nitrogen level may be even higher than the compost that is produced with turning practice. With no-turn composting, add new materials to the top of the pile and then harvest fresh compost from the bottom of the bin. And in this case, I wanted to give some tips here how to activate compost. So the activation of compost can be activated with the so-called activators, which can be added to your compost to help kickstart decomposition and speed up composting. Common compost activators include comfrey leaves, grass clippings, young weeds, well-rotted chicken manure, manipulate and shovel full of finished compost from another pile. Another important tip is keep insects away. Flying insects can be attracted to compost and if it is near houses can disturb people, especially this is coming from small fruit flies which are attracted to the compost piles and heaps. To avoid this, it is recommended to cover any exposed fruit or vegetable matter with about 5 centimeters thick grass, straw, and any other material. Adding lime and calcium will also discourage or we repel in some way the flies. How to reduce bad odors? This can be a concern when neighbors living close by. The odor is very bad, particularly when in compost are used bones, meat, rests, so animal origin products. When odor is pungent, check and cover better with dry grass or other type of mulch. You can use again lime or calcium also, which neutralizes the odors. In the compost smells like ammonia. Add carbon. It's recommended to add carbon-rich elements such as straw, peat moss, or dried leaves. Heather shrubs like Erica mediterranea or Mediterranean shrubs have the quality of taking odors, so covering the heap with it can help. So this is the photo of shrub of heath or as it was called Erica. Here you have a photo which show a place where is producing compost and exactly a compost heap. Another photo which is the photo of a compost which is doing or is going to be done in a small farm, which in this case they are using or benefiting of a cavity or a hole in the soil. Uh, let's speak now about advantages of compost. Um, One advantage of compost is that compost strengthens soil and promotes healthy plant growth. Because why? Because compost contains a greater variety of nutrients than fertilizers. It improves soil structure, adding organic matter in the soil. From the other side, organic matter improve water capacity in the soil, improve nutrient rotation, create aerated environmental for plants because plants from the other side need to have air, to have oxygen, reduces runoffs and erosion in the soil. 2. Compost help better management of pests, plant pathogens, and weeds. So it helps in the resilience against the diseases, pests, and fungi because it helps to have healthy plants. The healthy bacteria and other organisms present in compost also help fight off harmful pests and diseases before they can get to the plants. Destroys spores, eggs, pests, seeds, and weeds during the composting process because it is created high temperatures for a long time. Compost tea, which is a liquid that is produced by compost, it is proven that suppresses some diseases when sprayed on the plant or used in the soil. 3. Another advantage or other advantages are
Compost is a way to return in soil one part of nutrients left with crops. When returned to soil, they get recycled back into the ecosystem and taken up by the next round of crops grown on the land. It is a slow release nutrient source for plants. So in this case, we can save money because we'll not lose nutrients because of the water runoffs or infiltration and go into the groundwater. Um, Fourth, contributes to the environment and human health. So, use of compost reduce pollution to water with slow release of nutrients and higher retention capacity that create in the soil. Done in the farm, so the compost which is prepared in the farm replaces on one part of external inputs and creates all advantages to the environment, avoiding transport. Less treatments with products that can disturb the environment. Um, and another good or another benefit is compost chelate cuprum, uh, which from the other side is heavy metals. So in this case, not go or reduce quantity that goes to the food chain. Releasing nitrogen gradually. This is another important benefit. So nitrogen from chemical fertilizers, we know that use of them can cause methemoglobinemia disease, which is caused by nitrates and nitrites. Okay, now I wanted to conclude this lecture. Just remember which are the phases in which four phases in which passes the preparation of compost. I explained um, what does it mean, the stability of compost, which are the indicators that show that the compost is stable or is in the stability phases or is stabilized, is cured, and which are the indicators that show the quality of compost. I spoke about Solvita test, which is a simple empirical test that shows the stability and quality of the compost. I explained, I gave to you a simple recipe of compost that can be used in condition of families, backyard, or the small farms. So till the next time, I wish you good study and see you there.